There are many generations of family members laid to rest in Fergerson Cemetery, with graves dating back to the late 1800s. Fergerson Cemetery holds memories of families and citizens of Guyton who lived and worked to make Guyton a wonderful place to live. Some moved away, yet chose to be brought home and laid to rest with their loved ones. For generations to come, names on headstones will tell the story to families about their ancestors and will keep Guyton's history alive. Rest in peace, dear loved ones. Rest in peace.
Guyton is blessed to have a rich history for the entire city, and so much of that history resides here at Fergerson Cemetery. We are lucky to have a strong historical committee, as well as those who care and maintain this beautiful place of remembrance. I'm fortunate to be the mayor of a city where all communities come together and share a love of our past, as well as being aware of that past and making a point to never forget where we come from and how that makes us who we are today.
Hi, I'm Agnes Agnes Hunter Atkins. My family is buried here at Fergerson. My grandmother, my great-grands, my grandfather, all of us. Fergerson Cemetery was established in 1907 when the land was deeded to the city of Guyton by Annie, Minnie, and Alice Fergerson to be used for colored residents. Additional land was deeded by the Lawton Neese family in 2008. Notable individuals buried there included one of the instrumental founders of New Hope AME Church and the founder of the Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Association, Reverend Inman Bryant. Many World War I, World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam veterans are laid to rest here, including several that gave the ultimate sacrifice. There are several individuals buried in Fergerson who died before the cemetery was formally established. Longtime Guyton families have several generations of their family members buried in Fergerson. Some women have been buried next to their parents or siblings with their maiden name, not their married name, on the grave marker. There are a number of unmarked graves or graves with wood crosses that have succumbed to the elements. Fergerson Cemetery is adjacent to Guyton Cemetery, which was initially the cemetery for white residents.
I'm Annie Ophelia Kent, a lifelong resident of Effingham County, Guyton, Georgia. Fergerson's cemetery means to me the final resting place of 5 generations of my family. My great-great-grandfather, Inman Bryant, and grandmother, one of the founders of the Pilgrim Association. My grandfather, my grandmother, my father, my mother, my sister, my brothers, my dearly beloved husband, the presiding elder Thomas Jefferson Kent of the AME Church, the first president of the Effingham chapter of the NAACP. Nieces, nephews, their cousins, and friends. Sometimes I find myself standing around here in the midst of them, reminiscing and memorializing their lives that mean so much to me. I am so happy and proud of the cemetery committee for doing such a marvelous job of keeping Fergerson's intact. I give thanks to Reverend Harden, and he's not here, Brother Robert Hunter, Sister Lucy Powell, Sister Pearl Barnes, Sister Michael Garvin, and all of the others that assist in keeping Fergerson's intact. I will always hold Fergerson dear in my heart because of all my loved ones and friends and cousins, all that's buried here. I shall forever thanks and praise the committee for such a wonderful job of keeping Ferguson intact. My memorial garden. That's what Ferguson means to me.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Golden, and Fergerson Cemetery is very special to me because my parents are buried here, John and Emma Golden, and coming from the north and moving to the south, it is extra special to have a cemetery near you, and I've never had that because I'm from the city of Philadelphia, and it's been a pleasure to be able to come and see my parents' grave and to visit my grandparents, and it means a lot when you can come to just see your loved ones and even the people that you know that have passed away, that just that experience of being able to visit right where you live is really comforting to me. And I am enjoying just having this cemetery near where I live, that I don't have to travel several miles to go, and I'm learning a lot about my ancestors that grew up here, and just learning the people that I knew from my parents' childhood, hearing about them, and now being able to visit a grave. And this definitely is a landmark, and it should always be remembered.
My name is Reverend Lon Harden. I am a lifetime resident of Guyton, Georgia, and my family is here, the Akins family, Joseph and Dolly Akins, and their children and their wives, to some of those that I have going on to be with the Lord. And here at Fergerson Cemetery, which has a rich history, and I'm also the lawn care provider for Ferguson's as well. And I've cut the grounds for several years, and I take pride and interest in it because of the things that the ancestors have taught us, again, to take care of those loved ones that have gone on. So to have the grounds looking good, when people come out to visit on those certain special days, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and birthdays, and 4th of July, of course, they like to see the cemetery in very neat condition. It makes it so much well to be to come out and look at a cemetery that's well kept. And again, when homegoing services are, they like to see the grass low, and it just makes them feel good that things are being taken care of. And we take pride in Fergerson Cemetery here in Guyton, Georgia.
I am Ernestine Leona Hunter. I was reared in Effingham County, Guyton, Georgia. I attended Effingham County Training School through the 9th grade. I went to Statesboro High Industrial School from 10th to 11th grade. And then I started teaching at age 17 after enrolling at Savannah State College. And I graduated from Savannah State College in 1954 because I did most of my work during summer school.
What would you want people to know about Fergerson?
I would want them to know that there is a final resting place, and I like Fergerson because it is near my home and we can visit our family plots.
My name is Robert Hunter, and concerning the Fergerson Cemetery, I have on both sides of my family, my grandfather and my grandmother. My grandmother lineage is the McCall family. And on the McCall side, we have 6 generations that's buried at Fergerson, starting with George McCall. On my grandfather's side, we have 5 generations, starting with Louis Hunter I. On my grandfather's side, all of his siblings, all 13 of them, are buried at Fergerson. Regardless of where they died at, their request was to be brought home. And all of them were brought home from New York, from Washington, from different areas of the country. And all 13 of them, including their spouses, is buried at Fergerson. On the Hunter side, my grandfather was a hunter. All of his siblings all of his sisters and brothers in the Hunter plot. On the McCall side, there's, on my grandmother's side, all of her siblings are buried at Fergerson except one. And it was 8, all sisters on my grandmother's side. She didn't have any brothers. She had all sisters. And counting herself, there's 7 buried at Fergerson.
Feast your eyes on life's last sad scene. Some say where the prince and the beggars will one day lay side by side. When death invades our structure, sometimes we wonder why and don't understand. But the Bible leaves us to know that we will understand it better by and by. As I think about that, my mind goes to the 55th division of Psalms, where it's recorded by David as saying, "Oh, that I had wings like a morning dove. But then would I spread my wings and fly away and be at rest." Jesus made a promise to us, and he said he goes to prepare a place for us. And he said, if I go and I prepare this place, I will come again and receive you unto myself. And that place is heaven. Oh, somewhere up in heaven, up in the sky so blue, someone waits at Peter's gate, because God's expecting you. Gabriel, come and blow your horn, and let the bells of heaven ring. All your dreams will carry on. So let the angels sing. Oh, somewhere up in heaven in God's great land, there's a child going home today, and God reaches out his hand. Oh, what a revelation to climb that golden stair. God will throw his arms around you as soon as you get there. And somewhere up in heaven on Hallelujah Street, there'll be a band of angels with open arms to meet. And somewhere down on Glory Avenue, I hope they say a prayer for me and tell God I love him too. But you sure don't have to cry no more, and you sure don't have to weep. You are going to live with God, and within his arms you'll sleep. Oh, somewhere up in heaven, across a lullaby, free at last, to that kingdom in the sky.